Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the groundbreaking episode of Global Women Empowerment Program, where we explore the transformative impact of leadership and the millennial generation. I'm your host, Rahmani, and I'm honored to be joined by my esteemed colleagues and co-host, Juicy Kersey, Melissa Ryan, and also Veronica White. Together, we are committed to delivering profound insight and empowering narrative on the vital subject. Before we proceed with our program, I'm very pleased to announce the launch of Global Women Peace Foundation on 1st of June 2024. As the founder and CEO for the Global Women Peace Foundation, our mission is dedicated to being the voice for women globally, advocating for leadership, empowerment, education, equality, and inclusion. Through organizing events and conferences, networking events, Empower You events, educational and inspirational events, consulting and career development events, we strive to address key issues including confidence building, empowerment, leadership, diversity and inclusivity, gender equality, women's rights, health and well-being, relationship, family, parenthood, fashion, finance, positive psychology, assertiveness, humanity, and much more. I would like to congratulate my team for their involvement, as this has been a great achievement for all of us.
So following on from what Rose has mentioned about us launching the Global Women's Peace Foundation at our gala night, which will be held on Saturday the 1st of June, the event's a fabulous way for us to connect with women globally as well as locally. So our programs will be focused towards events that will gather women and to inspire them to join our cause, which is to help women in countries where they're not likely to have assistance even in the basic products and services that we experience every day. So it's an honour, Rose, to be part of this, and through the events that we will be creating, which is my forte, which I love doing, we'll be able to see make a lot of transformational differences right across the board. So we invite you to join us on the 1st of June. It's a Saturday night where we'll be able to meet you and you'll be able to see firsthand exactly what it is that we are doing as the Global Women Peace Foundation takes flight on that night.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be a very interactive night that night with fun, music, dancing, and also,
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm happy to also say that night has been, organized by all of us, but more importantly, Juicy has been taking a massive part organizing that events that as part of our team. We all want to thank Juicy for her contribution doing that. So thank you very much, Juicy.
It's indeed a pleasure,
Yes.
a pleasure.
So I believe that, what would you like to say about the Global Women Peace Foundation, Melissa?
So the actual gala event.
Event, yes.
So for me, I'm looking forward to having all our friends and family and business colleagues and the wider audience there to, so we can showcase what it is that we're doing, what our mission is, our vision, and who we are in our professional roles as well. I'm also excited to meet and interview our guest panelists.
Yes.
I think that'll be really informative for the evening. And I'm excited to share the evening with my business friends and family again.
Yes.
And getting dressed up and tearing
That's going to be the fun part.
It's really nice to dress up and
Yeah.
just have fun with your friends, but also tearing up the dance floor with our sponsor DJ Marina and with some really bad dance moves. So.
We'll be watching.
Yes, and I think it's going to be an incredible night with music and dancing and the clothes and fashion that we talked about. I'm already looking forward to it, and I think as also Juicy mentioned, we invite all our viewers, male and female, to come and join us on the 1st of June, 2024. It's going to be an amazing night. Get your tickets as soon as possible, especially the early bird ones, which is available currently, and join us on that beautiful night. So we look forward to see you on the 1st of June 2024. And also, I believe, Veronica, you will be obviously part of that program as well. So what is your insight and how are you feeling about that night on 1st of June?
Well, I'm feeling very excited, as Melissa and all of you said. It's going to be a really great night to celebrate, and it's close to my heart what we stand for, to connect with people and to be actually seeing people face to face. That would be an amazing opportunity. And to share what we stand for, what's the foundation about, and not just only to dance, but we also can provide some value to those in need.
Yes.
So I really look forward to it.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. Indeed.
And also one thing that I want to emphasize is that our show, or also this show, Global Women Empowerment Program, and also the Global Women Peace Foundation, what we would like to do is to promote diversity around the globe. And also all women from different nationalities, backgrounds, you know, they are all welcome, both male and female, and they can join us on that amazing night. So look forward to meet you on the 1st of June.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To say, yeah, it's definitely
Yes.
for men and women, not
Men and women, yes. So please bring your partners with you, your family members, and let's have an incredible night. Let's celebrate women, let's celebrate you. And also as part of our foundation, some of the money that we collect on that night will go to I think Oz Relief. It's our foundation that we actually provide that money back, and it goes to women and children in Gaza so that we can actually encourage them and also provide them support where they need our help or everyone's help at this stage. So we also wish everybody a peaceful, you know, journey through their lives, and particularly from people in Gaza. So we feel you, we are with you, and we support you, hopefully, during our initiatives as part of the Global Women Peace Foundation.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for sharing that. Thanks. Thanks for being with us. We will be back after a short break. Our program tonight centers on two generations, Millennials, born between 1981 and 1996, and Generation Z, born from the mid-1990s to the early 2010s. Tonight's show highlights our two wonderful Generation Z guests, Hannah Rahmani and Casey Carman. The synergy between leadership and the Millennials generation is reshaping our world. Millennials, with their innovative thinking and collaborative spirits, are driving change across industries. They prioritize purposes and social impact, challenging traditional leadership models and paving the way for more inclusive and sustainable practices. As leaders, crucial that we understand and embrace the value harnessing their potential to create a brighter future for all. Before we dive into today's program, let's hear from our panelist, Juicy Kersey, as she will share her perspective on leadership and millennials. Thanks, Juicy.
So in this episode, I will be talking about the transformational leader. I believe that millennials are reshaping leadership paradigms through their unique approach to collaboration and innovation. This perspective emphasises the importance of transformational leadership, which focuses on inspiring and empowering team members to achieve their full potential. According to my perspective, millennials value purpose and meaning in their work. They seek leaders who can articulate a compelling vision and provide opportunities for growth and development. My leadership style aligns with these values, striving to create a supportive and inclusive environment where team members feel valued and empowered. An example of this leadership in action is my role in spearheading a mentorship program for young professionals. Recognising the importance of mentorship in career development, this initiative created a platform where millennials can connect with seasoned professionals for guidance and support. This initiative has not only benefited the mentees, but also enriched the mentors' experience by fostering a sense of purpose and giving back to the community. I also believe that by embracing transformational leadership and understanding the unique characteristics of millennials, organisations can harness the full potential of this generation and drive meaningful change for them to achieve their dreams and aspirations.
At this stage of our program, I'm excited to introduce you to Hannah Rahmani, a vibrant graduate of 2023 from Brentwood Secondary College in Glen Waverley, where she achieved an impressive ATR of 97.2. Hannah is currently pursuing a full-time double degree in biomedicine and law at Monash University. So welcome to our show, Hannah. It's lovely to have you with us today.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here with you all today.
Wonderful, thank you. Our panelists and also myself have got a few questions that we would like to ask you. So my first question would be, what factors do you believe contributed most to achieving your impressive ATAR of 97.2?
Well, The first thing I'd like to say is Year 12 was definitely an uphill battle. It was not easy at all, but I think that the 3 guiding principles that really got me through my year was maintaining self-discipline, maintaining resilience, and asking for help when I needed it. With the self-discipline aspect, it was always important to set goals for myself from the start of the year, not only as a guide for what I want to achieve throughout the year, but also to keep me on track and keep me focused. It was also very difficult coming out of COVID-19 in my formative years. I was very attached to my phone. Social media played a big part of my life, and it just didn't fit into my schedule during Year 12. So I had to really strike a balance between wanting to give myself a break and wanting to slack off, but also persevering and getting through it. And another huge thing was, again, maintaining that resilience to persevere. There were so many points throughout the year where my motivation fluctuated, and sometimes I thought, I can't do this, what's the point? I can find a pathway, I can do something else. But maintaining that resilience and not being deterred by a bad mark, not being deterred by a bad day, keeping on going, asking for help from teachers, friends, counsellors, consulting textbooks, consulting online resources, making myself the best possible version so that I can do what I can best.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's impressive, and also a good example for other young generations who are actually pursuing Year 12 and they want to achieve certain goals or ambition that they have in their lives. So that was a beautifully, you contributed, and you actually mentioned to us what actually contributed to your success, which is morely being focused and being so much motivated on what would you like to achieve. Juicy, what's your question?
I'm just baffled. You're doing 2 double degrees in very difficult topics and subjects, biomedicine and law. So my question is, what inspired you to pursue a full-time, underline full-time, double degree in biomedicine and law at Monash University?
Well, a big part of that was in my household growing up, education and academia were the forefront of our family. It was always something that I wanted to pursue. I grew up watching my siblings, go into tertiary education and then pursue a career after that. So going into university was something I knew I definitely wanted to do. As for pursuing a double degree in law and biomedicine, at first glance, it is very intriguing because it's 2 very different, completely different disciplines, but you find that they hand themselves into each other really nicely. I think studying them both separately gives me a really good opportunity to leverage my knowledge and my skills in 2 completely different disciplines. But when you actually explore kind of the chasm between them, you see that there's a lot of overlap, which is really, really relevant in today's, modern medical technological advancements and all of that. So I feel like they hand themselves in really well once you get past all the kind of formulaic stuff. So yeah.
Excellent. Wow, impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Super impressive.
Thank you.
Incredible, Hannah.
Thank you.
So that's a great. The question I have is, how do you balance the demands of studying those 2 challenging disciplines simultaneously?
Well, can I just say so this is my first year at uni, so going from Year 12 to uni, I found that there was a lot of skills that were transferable, but one thing that was very difficult to adjust was time management and figuring myself out in, this big open sea of confusion and not knowing anything. So in Year 12, it was very cracked down. My weekends were spent studying, my weeks were spent studying, and I found that I was very easily burnt out. And with university, you just can't lend yourself into a lifestyle like that. So for me, I think balancing, it is a huge juggling act, but I think organisation is always at the forefront of my mind. Having study planners, having weekly planners, having my assignments set out, having my whole entire semester planned out, but also being flexible and allowing myself, if I need a day off, I can take that day off. I'm not in school anymore, if I need to take a break, I can just message my tutors and my coordinators and tell them I may hand this assignment in late. It's a lot more flexible, which is really good. So that helps a lot. But I think just staying on top of everything and not being afraid to ask for help. You know, as first year uni students, you want to seem like you know what everything is going, how everything's going, what you're doing. But it is very scary. There's a lot of new people, a lot of completely different practices and regulations and all sorts of things. So, you know, voicing when you need help and asking your tutors, asking other students, asking older year levels is really helpful. So, yeah.
And I think like that's it's incredible because like, you know, you're staying on top of everything and being organised, but then also taking that day off. And on that day off, do you take time out to have fun?
Oh,
and
of course.
Yeah, because you sort of need that balance because
100%.
by, you know, when we can relax and have a bit of fun and forget about all the day-to-day things that we need to do and being on a schedule and being scheduled,
Exactly.
organised.
The good thing is about university, that's a lot different from high school as well, is they offer a lot of programs where you can make friends within your chosen course, and they do all sorts of activities. So, you know, you don't feel as guilty when you're taking that time off because you're like, you know, it's a law party, so it's okay. It's got nothing to do with law, but, you know, you still don't feel as guilty about going. But yeah, definitely taking those days off and making sure I shut off completely. And university's not in my mind, studying's not in my mind at all. If I'm out, it's my day off, I can do whatever I please. I can, you know, spend time with my family. I can pig out on the couch and watch some TV, you know, I can do whatever I want, and that's got nothing to do with what I'm doing that day.
Oh, fantastic. I have a daughter who's in uni as well, and she's doing a double degree. And I'm constantly, she's like, Mum, you know, I need a break. You know, and I'd say exactly what you've said is to take that balance, take that day off if you need to, talk to your coordinators. You've got support, so much support through the university. So absolutely incredible. Well done.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's wonderful. What about you, Veronica? I'm sure you do have a question for Hannah.
I do, but first of all, I'd like to really say you inspired me so much.
Thank you.
It's very great to see that someone, you know, just really appreciate academic education and is into academia. It's probably not that popular recently, but my heart is in that. And you inspired me when you were talking because I've been always in academia and I'm being a mature student right now. I'm actually at the breaking point, as you mentioned. Is it all worth it?
Yeah.
Why so much time and effort to create this assignment? So thank you very much for inspiring me. I will keep going. And being inspired, I'd like to ask you, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, given your academic achievements and chosen field?
It's a question you get a lot coming out of school, you know, with the ATAR. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go with your life? And it's so daunting. You know, you never feel like you have a clear answer to that question, but I've stopped beating around the bush with it and I figured it out. So basically my plan is to use biomedicine as a pathway into the medical field. And from there, I want to study medicine and pursue a career in pediatrics specifically. So I'd like to specialise in pediatrics. And the final goal is to open a clinic with other paediatricians where we can work side by side and, you know, cater to the needs of the vulnerable, like small children and all sorts of things. So that is the final goal, hopefully.
That is incredible, especially when we can help children.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible vision. So, yeah, thank you for sharing.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah, sharing your insight and also your answers. That has been beautifully, you know, explained to us. I wish you all the best. I'm sure you have got a beautiful future in front of you.
Thank you.
And you're truly an inspiration for other generations, you know, younger generation, to look at you and actually how they can become an example of success and achieving their dreams and not giving up. So thank you for sharing your insight with us today.
And thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely to be here with you guys. You guys are honestly a huge inspiration, and it's great to be surrounded by such powerful, strong women.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very kind.
Thank
you.
To watching you grow.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll be watching.
And we're here to help.
And we love loving you, and we loved having you in our show today. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it.
See you at the gala.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We will be back after a short break. As we proceed with our program, I would like to welcome Melissa Ryan to share her perspective on nurturing well-being through an adaptive leadership style for millennials. Thank you, Melissa.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I want to talk about nurturing well-being through an adaptive leadership style for millennials. As a high-performance executive coach and human behaviour specialist with a strong background in health and wellness, I see younger generations such as millennials as catalysts for change in the workplace. Millennials, also known as Gen Y, seem to have a high need of a work-life balance and doing meaningful work they are passionate about. Understanding Gen Y's needs emphasises the importance of having an adaptive leadership style. Being an adaptive leader requires flexibility, which involves being flexible and responsive to the needs of millennials. Millennials value flexibility and autonomy in their work. As an adaptive leader, this perspective encourages open communication and collaboration, allowing team members to have a voice in decision-making processes. An example of adaptive leadership is the implementation of flexible work arrangements for the team. Recognising that millennials value work-life balance, this perspective introduced remote work options and flexible hours, allowing teams to better manage their personal and professional responsibilities. This initiative has not only increased employee satisfaction, but also improved productivity and retention rates. I believe that by embracing adaptive leadership and adapting to the needs of millennials, organisations can create a more inclusive and engaging workplace that attracts and retains top talent.
At this stage of the program, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Casey Carman. Casey is the dynamic owner of the Carman Consulting, a thriving entrepreneurial venture specializing in marketing and advertising. Welcome to the show, Casey. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Myself and also the panel would have some questions that we would like to ask you. So my first question would be, what inspired you to start your own consulting business in marketing and in advertising?
So I used to work for 2 other businesses doing just basic admin on the side as well as working full time. Mm-hmm. And I worked for someone locally in Melbourne, and we were working together for quite some time, and he just encouraged me to, like, you've got skill, why don't you put it out there and start charging people for your skills? So yeah, he was the reason that I started this. He pushed me to get where I wanted to be, and without his motivation I wouldn't have been able to be where I am. He also took me to a couple of networking events that he hosted, and being able to sit with other people and just listening to them speak, as being here today, listening to all your stories and all that sort of stuff, just that's motivating. It's just incredible being able to listen to all these other people, and yeah, that just motivated me to be where I wanted to be, I guess.
Yeah, wonderful. And in terms of when you finished the school, was that something that you wanted to do once you graduated from? No?
Definitely not. So I finished school halfway through year 12. I did VCAL. So I mid-cycled and started my traineeship at a local council in finance. Mm-hmm. So I love numbers, I love accounting, I love finance, but then marketing, like social media. I grew up with social media. During COVID, we all fell in love with it and went down the rabbit holes of TikTok and all that. And so now I love learning about the algorithms and all that, and that sort of pushed me into where I am now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great.
That makes sense, because when we think about the detail-oriented brain and the way, so having the way that you think in accounting, etc.
Yes.
Yeah, you would understand.
Attention to detail. Yes. Yeah.
And it's also wonderful to have 2 skills. One is in terms of the marketing, advertising, another skill that you have in terms of finance and with numbers,
Yeah.
So you can actually work in both ways and values.
You get to adventure with one thing, and in the other it's very analytical, and you can't change that. It's the facts, numbers you can't change. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to be able to be unique and change things around.
Yeah. And a good balance with the left for right brain with the creative.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So Josie, I believe you have got a question for Casey as well.
I do have a question for you, Casey. So can you share a successful marketing campaign you worked on and what made it effective?
Yep. So with my business, I also create and design websites. So I had a company in Brisbane reach out to make a website for them. They were a small activewear brand. And then I created their website, and they're like, okay, great, I have a website. Now what do I do? Well, I have no socials. So they asked me to take over their social media accounts as well. So I managed their TikTok and Instagram. They didn't quite have Facebook at that time, but now they do. And just being able to work with them, they started from 400 followers to up to 20,000 followers now on Instagram and TikTok. So they have quite a big following now, and they've sold out in every launch that they've had. So that's been great. Good to be able to see that I helped them do that.
That's great.
So yeah, it was just amazing to be able to do that for them. And basically how we did that was they just took videos and photos and I edited them. I went along with all the trends that were trending on TikTok. One song that was playing, I'd use a video with that song, and yeah, we'd get some good videos and views out of it. So yeah,
It's great success.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Great. Yes.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
And I feel that marketing could be really fun too. Depends on how you use it, right? The way you
Yeah.
communicate, the way you market any products or services.
Yeah,
It's such a
definitely.
fun activity to do, especially with technology nowadays. I think you can be very creative and innovative in terms of the using marketing and advertising. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Melissa, I believe you have got a questions for Casey as well.
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Thank you, Rose. So Cassie, my question is, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies in marketing and advertising?
Social media.
Yeah.
I live and breathe social media. So basically, if anyone's familiar with TikTok or Instagram, you know that whatever's trending will come up on your For You page or Explore pages. So I just browse on there and see what's going on, and then I'm like, okay, this song's trending this week. We're going to work away with this and see how that song or that trending video or whatever it is could work for my clients. So I range in different areas with my clients, like real estate and activewear and modelling. It's very different. So some might work for the real estate but not so much the modelling. So basically I just research all that, and I'm in a lovely group chat with other people that I met at a networking event, and we just bounce off each other all the time. So I'll say, I've got a client, I need to do this, how can we boost our engagement? And they'll be like, yeah, we can do this, and we just use each other's ideas and help each other out where we can.
That's incredible. And so what I'm hearing is that you do a lot of research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also modelling, and I mean that in the sense of modelling others and what they're doing and what's working and what's successful
Yeah,
for them.
so you can easily
learn
see
from
what's working for one real estate company compared to another real estate company. So if you see, oh, that page isn't doing as great as this other person, okay, what are they doing that we could do a little bit differently? We've got to be unique in our own way, sort of. So
Yeah, absolutely. But looking at the patterns, and then you go, okay, that's what's working.
Yeah.
And then, coming away and going, okay,
Yes.
so how can I apply that to my business or my client's business?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
A lot of work in the background.
Sometimes when you speak, a question pops up. So a question pops up, and I would like to ask you this question. I know that you're doing two things. You mentioned perhaps you're working full-time as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So how would you manage working full-time and also having something aside too as part of your business?
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. But as we said earlier, my day job is my day job. I'm comfortable with doing that, but I don't get to adventure out and try new things. Whereas in my business, I can do what I want and make decisions for my own and work with different people like you lovely ladies and just trying different things. And I do have a lot of people, so my partner also helps me on the side, and we have another contractor that also comes in and helps us whenever I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. He'll come in, and we actually have two, so they come in and just step in wherever I need any assistance.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I've seen some of Casey's work, and she could be very creative when she actually designs marketing. So, and also she's managing our account with the Global Woman Empowerment, and she's doing an amazing job. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we can continue our collaborations with you moving forward when it comes to Global Woman Empowerment. Yes, Veronica. So what's your questions to Casey?
Well, I have a burning question when we just discuss about social media and all these trends, and it's probably off the topic, but just do you use this new thing, ChatGPT, in your marketing and things like this?
Yes and no.
Yes. How
So
does it work?
depending on what you're trying to do, so a lot with the graphic design, it doesn't really work as much as you'd want. You have to put a lot of information in it, but
Yes.
if you've seen, I don't know if any of you have seen any AI graphic designs at the
Yes.
moment, but basically it could just be a piece of paper or something, a book, and then it's got words on it, but the words aren't in English, they're just some random, like Sims language, it's not. So just random words. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it, but it is helpful to be able to reword what I'm trying to say, because sometimes you get a bit mumbled in your words, so it's nice to just type in there, get an idea of what you could say.
Yes, a
and how to-
direction, a
yeah,
little bit of
yeah.
clarity.
So I don't use it much, but I know that you can use it for
Yeah.
anything at the moment, so it is very helpful.
That's very interesting, thank you. And just a question is, what advice would you give someone who just started in marketing?
Research, a lot of research, and build connections. Use LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I'm always on there browsing and seeing what other people are doing. Just go to networking events. That's how I learned, and you can build the confidence, and you're like, okay, this is how Rose does it this way. I can also do it this way, but I might change it up a bit. And you learn more about yourself going to networking events as well. And I would suggest that trust yourself, trust your opinion. You need to, because it's your business. Whatever you're doing, it's on you. So you've got to take full responsibility. You've got to do what you love. But also take the risk. Be yourself, but also take the risk. It's definitely worth it.
Sounds like a very authentic approach.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So Casey, questions that again, in terms of the future, how do you see the future of marketing, especially when it comes to technology and so much innovations happening with AI? How would you see the future of marketing and advertising?
Well, I've had a few people say to me that we'll be out of jobs soon. Marketing people will be out of jobs because of AI. But the AI doesn't do the research that we put into it. They know the background sort of things, but they don't know what people actually want. They're not a person. They don't know what we want. They don't know what we like. So we're still very needed, and that's
I think it just needed for branding,
it's just to
generic.
basically just give you an idea of where you can go. That's all it's used for right now, but who knows? It could be anywhere in 10 years' time.
I think it's a good research tool, AI, because like you were saying, how you use it.
Yep.
And then I know SEO specialist said that they're cracking down on, great word, cracking down on AI.
Yes.
And then, so it's the optimization isn't as great.
It's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah.
So that's what, and people think, I have had a few customers come to me and say, oh, I've done this, I've already done my SEO, you don't need to do it. I'm like, let me have a look and we'll see what you've done. And they're like, oh, no, I use GPT, sorry. And no, it's just basic words. So if it's a pet shop, they've typed in pet shop. Great. How many pet shops are in Australia right now? So you're not going to pop up number one, are you? So like that.
Great question.
And I think when you mentioned about the AIs, like we'll talk about the marketing and the future of marketing, and you mentioned that it can't replace the human factor of it, because I believe in marketing and in advertising, we saw so much in terms of the connecting with humans or another individual in terms of the emotions and giving them the feeling. So marketing and advertising is emotional, you're just trying to create that emotional aspects of humans so that you can attract them, right? You can actually influence them to buy something or, to sell something for them. So I think I agree with you in that perspective. AI won't replace human feelings and human, the way that we actually interact with each other and through feelings and emotion. That part of it probably would be missing when using AI.
It's just a good starting point. That's if you like, especially if you're wanting to code a website. AI can code your website. Don't know how good it'll be, but it's done the background job for you, and you can use it as a template if you do want to do it that way. So for building templates and things like that, it's very helpful. But
Although it could be effective too. AI is effective in certain ways.
Oh, it's amazing. It's incredible.
Yes, because it makes the job easier, especially with
definitely.
AI working and writing a piece of information or advertisement. But at the same time, obviously, it won't replace human. But there's always pros and cons into it. So we need to have that one in mind.
Well, even so, I know I used it for a program that I was writing, and so if you know your stuff, you're going to know how to reword it so that it shows your expertise. And one of the great things about it is it gives you the structure. So, and then you can cross-check that with what you're actually wanting, the top topics and things like that you want, and then bring it all together so that it is yours, like you said.
You want it to be emotional and personal, and that's what you want. I use it a lot of the time for creating keywords that I do want to use in an advert. So I'll type in a paragraph of what I'm trying to sell, and then I'm say, give me the keywords in this so that I can use that to my advantage. And so they do. It is very good for finding keywords in a paragraph. So
Oh, cool.
And also, as you mentioned, it could be a good guidance or guideline for writing a topic or or for example, if you write an essay or something, it just gives you a guidelines. Not that you have to do your homework through AI.
No.
Yeah, don't tell the unis that.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the teachers and educators out there are onto that.
Absolutely, and I think they will check that before it will be published or marked. Yeah, but what I try to say is that it's actually, for example, if you want to write a write me an article or write me a Facebook page or Facebook ad, it actually gives you a sample of it, and then you can actually write it in your own words and make it more applicable to yourself and how you actually language it, and then you can actually publish it. So it's a good guidance through how we can actually communicate moving forward.
Absolutely. Yes. And just ensure you do your research. So I know with the program that I was writing, so got the idea and the structure, and then I went, okay, so what else is out there, and just fact checked with my articles and obviously my knowledge, and then put it all together and did it, and it was completely different to what AI gave me. Yeah. But it had a similar tone, so it was really Anyway, that's just
it's just the one way.
Yes, very handy sometimes.
It's the future now, right?
It is the future.
Yeah,
whether we like it or not, that's how the technology is
10
going to
years
move
ago, we
forward.
wouldn't have seen it where we are now. So
it's the time for technology. Yeah, wonderful. All right, so thank you so much, Casey, for sharing your expertise and insight about marketing and advertising and also your experience. And I believe you did. Do you have any other questions for Casey, or are you okay now? All good?
All the questions.
Wonderful. Okay.
thank you all.
That's great. Thank you. Nice having you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You've been watching Global Women Empowerment Program. We'll be back straight after this break.
At this stage of our program, I would like to welcome Veronica to share her perspective on visionary leadership and its impact on millennials. Thank you, Veronica.
Hi everyone. As Global Women's Empowerment Advocate, I believe that millennials are redefining leadership by emphasizing purpose-driven and social responsible practices. This perspective emphasizes the importance of visionary leadership, which involves setting a clear direction and inspiring others to achieve a shared vision. I understand that millennials are driven by a desire to make a positive impact on the world. As a visionary leader, I lead by example. I demonstrate a commitment to social responsibility and sustainability in my work. An example of visionary leadership is my involvement in a community outreach program aimed at empowering disadvantaged women. Through this program, my team and I provide mentorship, training, and support to help women build the skills and confidence they need to succeed. This initiative not only benefits the women involved, but also contributes to a more inclusive and equitable society. I believe that by embracing visionary leadership and aligning with the values of millennials, organizations can create a more sustainable and socially responsible future for all. Thank you for watching. We'll be back after a short break.
As we conclude our program tonight, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our two wonderful guests, Hannah Rahmani and Casey Carman, for sharing their stories and insight. I also would like to express my gratitude to our panelists for their valuable contributions, and to our viewers watching us now, thank you for being part of this journey. To all ladies out there, never underestimate the power of your dreams, the impact of your action, or the strength of your voice. Stand tall, stay true to yourself, and embrace the journey ahead with grace and with courage. I would also like to take this opportunity to invite you to the launch of the Global Women Peace Foundation on 1st of June 2024, a night full of celebration, inspiration, and excitement. I encourage you to get your early bird tickets. This event promises to be incredible and inspirational, packed with great music, guest speakers, and fashion show, and much more. You can visit us at globalwomanempowerment.com to get your early bird tickets. We hope to see you there and connect with you. Together we are stronger, and thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.